Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equities Story. I'm with Mr. Wolfie, and this is just general share advice and not personal advice. How are you doing, Wolfie?
Well, pretty, what's the word? Not down, but frustrating that we've got we look like we're back on a downturn again, Dave.
Yeah, but I suppose my question to you, why would you expect anything less? It's not like the war's getting worse than inflation.
Because I'm an optimist.
Yeah, but there's times to be optimistic and there's times to accept reality, right? So inflation's getting worse.
Yes.
The war's getting worse. Poland's football team is getting worse.
Yes. Well, this is the thing. So I'm an optimist, but reality says we're going back. We're going down. So we have to accept the fact that, Dave, that we are going down. So we're going to turn back to our main overriding things of everything else, and that is value, which we've seen money pouring into that space, and it's continuous. So, the dividend stocks that we've been giving you guys, the value stocks that we've been giving you guys, that's the stories to probably, well, first of all, we've seen them hold on pretty well in this market, and you can see there's a lot of support for this, not just from us, but from, of course, the bigger investors out there.
Wolf, look at this. Look at the Nasdaq. It comes up, hits trend, it just can't go on. Bang, down it goes again, right? Let's have a look at the Dow again. Similar. It comes up. This is similar price action you get when the markets have a bigger sell-off. I mean, I don't want to sort of, I love looking at historical. You can see back in 2015, it did that. It went down. It went even slightly lower. I suppose the big shocker, seeing how markets move, was really 2008. Came back up, down, comes up. Yeah, we're okay. Bang, down it goes. That's how it moves, right?
And then look, and that's possible. Example for us to go, hang on a second, this is what might play out if we got this protracted war that keeps going on and on and on. Inflation keeps going on, and we got to keep raising rates, up to that 5%. That's the sort of play we could see on the markets, Dave. Absolutely. So definitely it's good looking at the historicals, because it almost like a cold shower for us, thinking, well, hang on a second, this is a scenario that could actually play out, and it maybe is playing out right now.
Yeah, Wolf. I mean, what you're seeing as well, the market's getting nervous, and the dividend plays, all the dividend plays we put on, the large ones, BHP, SUL, JB Hi-Fi, COF, SUN, MTS, ANZ, CQR, Coles, NEC, good amount in the green today. And the smaller ones, COV, PTB, PTL, JYC, CAA, IGL, SXE, which had an announcement today, which was again fairly strong. MTO, again, holding up in the green. So the market's looking very happy, saying, right, okay, if I have to have my 7.6% fully gross dividend, I'm happy with that for 2 years. Why this war? And again, what you've seen here is the war stocks. Generally speaking, some of them have had some unbelievable moves up over the last few days. And again, we spoke about Elders yesterday, looking good, and looks like it's looking even better now. Some of the little bit of, but generally speaking, Wolf, holding up, yeah. So there's these.
Dave, just on those commodity stocks, there has been some sell-off in the commodities last night. That's why there's a bit of profit taking in them, but I still would not be too concerned with it. I mean, we've got to have some profit taking along the way, right?
That's how stocks move, Wolf, isn't it?
Exactly.
So absolutely fine, and yeah, the commodities, I had a look at them. I mean, I think generally speaking, the commodity prices were still fairly strong, Wolf.
Yeah. Overall, absolutely. If you take a longer term view, the last 2 or 3 months, definitely pretty strong.
Yeah. And obviously things like wheat again was still up last night.
Yes. Again, I think the food agri space is probably one of the stronger themes right now that we could follow, I'd say. Food security is number one. I mean, we can't live without food.
Oh my God, you're
a genius. I know, it's genius.
Sometimes I just wonder where we got you from. I know, was that one of the questions you had?
The Einstein School of Economics, Dave.
So this is amazing. We can't live without food.
Can you please write that quote down?
Can we live without water, Wolf?
No. See?
Oh, you're so good.
This is that's why it's such a.
You know what? Members of Equities Story are just like absolutely thinking, my God, the wolf's amazing. Because no one realized that wolf until you told us. So that's fantastic.
Well, but I just try to keep reminding you guys that I'm a genius.
But I get what you're saying, Wolf. Obviously, the food, it's a defensive and the foods are doing reasonably well, right?
Yes.
Um, so it's back to the same old. Quality stocks, not over expensive, giving a good dividend. The war stocks, the commodity stocks, this is where the movement is. And the food stocks, which are having a little, in the race, running a little bit faster this week.
Yeah. I mean, for me, Dave, I suppose you looked at the NASDAQ and it looked pretty interesting, but what is the key for me in Australia that when I look at the tech stocks, I always get back to XRO, which is, the global player here, to see how it performs on a market. It gives me an indication how bullish or how bearish we are in the tech space. If you can just put in that XRO chart, and it's again a great example of where things are here in Australia, the tech stocks. It just didn't quite give us enough to get back into it, and down she goes again. So, we held off buying some of the tech stocks. I know we had a maybe nibble or hero there, but generally speaking, we've been holding off, we've been patient with it, and there's a reason for that. So there's another downturn. We didn't quite jump in, which is good. So we're just gonna be more patient until things settle down. It could be another few months, to be honest. I mean, I don't know, but it's just not looking great at all. So we just got to be patient.
Well, you can see the
yeah. So
this is the info technology stocks, Wolf.
Well, that's probably coming back, like you said, and probably going lower.
Yeah, and looks very, very weak.
Yeah.
Wolfie, so we're talking about certain sectors, and this is going to be a market of looking at certain sectors. Tonight in America, we've got the inflation numbers.
Oh, absolutely huge, Dave. I mean, I saw AFR on there, right? I'm just going to go refer to it, and I'll tell you what they were saying. And you've had, the who's who of the US finance space, and I'll give you some names and what they come up with, some predictions, right? Because that was quite interesting. So you've got US March CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index estimates. We've got Credit Suisse at the top at 8.6. And then you've got, I think, on the bottom, Berenberg at 8.2. And you've got about 20 names on that, maybe 25 names on there. So look, if it shoots above it, so we're going to have another big sell-off. So we got to watch this. This is quite good that they give us all these names to see where we're standing at. So 8.6 is the top. So well, let's watch the numbers overnight and see where it takes us.
Well, they play around with those inflation numbers to make them look a lot better than they are as well, aren't they? It's most probably nearer 12
yeah,
or
but
13.
If you get a 10%, it's going to be very difficult to massage those numbers to keep it under.
I'll tell you what, Wolf, my wife, she's noticing it. She was moaning the other day. She's saying everything's getting more expensive.
I know that your credit card and that Afterpay card must be getting a big workout, and getting bigger and bigger with inflation going up.
Well, ours and everybody's. I mean, it's very, very expensive. Wolfie, so there's a few announcements today. Just stocks I want to talk about. BSL, 3 brokers came out with target prices around 24, 25. I wouldn't be buying this yet. It needs to do a little bit more. I mean, let's have a look at the daily. Yeah, I just think that the environment today is not for trending. Everything's looking a little bit down at the moment. LYC, they had a strong announcement, and you think it should hold trend. And hopefully, Wolf, if this can break up, start trending again, a decent announcement from LYC, and I think their profits were up considerably, weren't they?
Yeah. The whole, if you look at the metrics on that quarterly today, everything looked pretty strong, pretty amazing actually. When you look at it, the pricing, obviously the key for everything was the pricing, which surged for them for the last quarter. The pricing still looks quite strong at the moment, so possibly more in store for next quarter. But the other positive thing about it was the production was up as well. So those two things obviously equated to a very, very strong quarter for Lynas. And then remember, they are building their own separation plant here in Australia at Kalgoorlie. So it's all going well for Lynas for sure.
Well, if we mentioned about SXE, it's one of our dividend plays. It's again a good announcement. FEX was interesting, and we've got a little bit frustrated with it. The reason being, the market cap's not huge. It's around 150 million. Their revenues looks very strong, Wolf. They could do what, 200 million this year.
Yep.
They're getting, I think, roughly around 230 Aussie a ton.
Yeah, something crazy.
But the trouble is, they gave us their C1 costs, which are around 80, but they didn't give the full costs of production, and we just don't know. We tried to find it. We've gone through the numbers. So, if they gave us a bit more clarity, you think this would be a nice trade up to 35 or 40.
Exactly, and this is the problem. No clarity. I'm
nervous about it.
Yeah, I'm nervous to actually trend this, and the problem is $80 or 80 something dollars for C1 costs. I mean, the C3 costs or all-in sustaining costs could be 120, 130 bucks for all we know, right? So it could be marginal.
Yeah.
On 200 million bucks in revenues, they might only make 10, 15 million dollars, which is not great. Not great.
And you can see when the iron ore price sold off, how quickly this actually went down by half, Wolf. Right, so it's a very volatile stock, and yeah, I just feel, Wolf, we won't go there. Life's too hard as it is.
I agree. I think let's let one go to the keeper.
All right, Wolf. So we're talking about, obviously, war stocks doing well, and we're talking about sort of food stocks and the dividend plays holding up. Now, there's a part of those war stocks which are the gold plays. Now, gold's particularly looking good, and it was again up overnight. It's the headlines are moving up with inflation. Well, if that theme continues, then you want to look and get on some gold stories. Now, there's a number of gold stories on our market, and we've had a look at them. And Evolution, which not too bad. I mean, it's come down. It's holding support. I think it'll bounce off here. Again, Northern Star not looking too bad, too bad at all. And one of our more favorite ones is ALK. It's had a little bit of a run, but a little bit more risky. We've got to be honest, because it just depends on those drill results. We think they'll be good, but we just don't know. But it's on the way up. You got PRU. Likewise, looking very, very similar, aren't they? Very similar charts. I think you're going to see the same sort of price action. They all look very, very, very similar. DEG. Just maybe needs to do a little bit more. BGL, likewise. OZL, just need to do a little bit more. FFX, it's had a run, but you'd sell this if it went under $1. But I think I'll go to maybe more of our favorite plays, and we're going to do Newcrest, which we're trending at the moment, obviously, and again, it's looking excellent. CMM. We could have a look again, a smaller cap that's just started producing. I think it looks very, very, very strong. And obviously you've got the gold ETF itself, which again looks pretty good. You've also got WAF, which I think looks good. Maybe that's the fourth best one. And you've got little AGG, which when gold does well, this stock moves. You can see in the past it can move hard and it can move quick like it did. We put this on as a hard stock. We got a nice little move out of it. And again, this one is well worth getting on your watch list. Just some ideas that people can look at. Wolf, I'm not going to put any more of them on. We are trending 3 gold stocks anyway, right? But certainly people should look at these gold stocks and look at the ones we're trending and decide if they want to give it a go.
Absolutely. I think it's a nice theme right now is developing, and that's the gold space. So yeah, I sometimes think to myself, I need to be almost 100% sure with gold, because gold can be very volatile and have a mind of its own. And my little spider senses tell me maybe there's a time for have a little bit of a play at gold.
Wolf, do you see crypto getting sold off again?
Yes, crypto is getting sold off because obviously risk is off at the moment. So just looking at the actual the 2 big ones, which is the Bitcoin and Ethereum, both broke trend. So that's the end of the trending for the moment for those.
All right. On that note, Wolfie, thank you very, very much, and look forward. We've got live tonight at 7 o'clock.
Yep. See you guys then.
Wolf. Bye. Bye.